See, we are going to start proportion, students. Okay, this one, right? Specimen paper. Can you see the screen, all of you? Okay, so specimen meaning this, it's not same questions to a similar type they might set. Okay, specimen is just for reference, like model paper. I think everything is the same. Same like last year I went through that. Okay, I want all of you to go through this. Later we'll solve. Later in the sense, after completing the entire portions, I'll make you solve this paper specimen. Okay, so I want all of you to just read this now, today or during the weekend. Just go through this. What all they have mentioned. See, all basic questions, students. In that, only in the textbook the questions are tough. Okay, if you take the specimen paper, let's see if you look at the specimen. Okay, can you all see this question, all of you all? A man opened RD account in a bank, deposited. What's the principal, students? All of you will respond. What's the principal year? 2 years. And time? N is equal to 24 months. Not 2 years. N is 24. Deposited. Principal is 1000. Okay. Time is 24 months. The maturity value is equal to 26 times the amount he pays per month. See, only this part is different. What do you mean by maturity value is 26 times? Every month, how much he pays, students? Every month, how much he pays? 1000. So 1000 into 26 times is what? 26,000. This is how they'll twist the question. Apart from that, everything is same. We have solved questions like this, but only this line is different. And this is released from your board papers. If you compare this with your Selena, in Selena, most of the questions are tough. In board itself, they give you an easy question. Okay, the maturity value is equal to 26 times. Times meaning is multiplication. So 26 into 1000 is, you have to take maturity value as 26,000. All of you know how to find this, right? Interest and rate question. This is how they give it. Look at this trigonometry question. 4 marks. Right hand side we have cosine sine, right? Left hand side all the values tan and cot you have to convert into what? Yeah, cos and sine. You need to take LCM. You have to use square relation. Okay, this is how you get question. This is dividend question. Look at this. Isn't it easy to solve inequation question? 3 marks. Well, if you look at inequation, you will remember inequation chapter. We did a lot of, so I've been telling you LCM part is important. See here, LCM. LCM is important for 3 chapters. One is this inequation, the other one was the previous one which you did, quadratic equation. You'll have LCM based questions. And the third one is for volume chapter, I think, where you need to find some LCM concept. Okay, this time, look at. In Selena, they haven't given such questions to XY, only one question. Can you see PQ is the tangent? Which chapter is this? Circles. Secant and tangent. So in exam, have they mentioned secant and tangent here? No, right? So it shouldn't learn separately. So it's a combined concept. That's how I taught you all. Okay, so it's a combined circle question. They won't mention secant or tangent, but looking at the figure, we have to solve. See, PQ is the tangent outside. What kind of triangle is ABED? Cyclic? Sorry, cyclic quadrilateral. If CD, I'll just roughly explain. Later we'll do. This Saturday or Sunday we'll try to solve. What is CD, students? If O is the center, what is CD? Diameter. Then what is CAB value? CAB 90. If 32 degree is given, 90 is given, how will you find x? 180 minus 90 plus 32. So those who concentrated, see, now we will be able to answer. Okay. If angle A is 90 degree, fine. X is equals to, you get the answer. See, we get x value. In the same way, we need to find y. Can you see y is touching? Which one? BA. So y is what kind of angle, students? It comes under tangent concept. What is the specific? Alternate. What is it? Alternate segment? Uh, Alternate segment theorem. So angle y will be equal to which one? In a triangle, inside the triangle. No, no, not ADB. ACB. See which line is y touching, students? AB, right? AB. So from A is touching C, and from B is touching C. So you have to observe ABC triangle. You have to take ABC, not ABD. Even ABD is also fine, Abigail. You told ABD, right? Correct. ABD is also fine. ABD is also correct. ABC is also correct, students. Okay. So angle X is how much? 180 minus 122 is 48. 60, 70, 58. If you find angle X is 58 degree, angle Y also is same, angle Z is also same. So we'll have questions like this where you have to use the properties. Okay, we'll do it later. Circles. Can you see remainder and factor theorem? Is any X value given? Then which method we use? Yes, it and trial method or value assumption method. What are the methods you have to use, students? What are the values? -1, +1, 2 or -2, right? After that, can you see the word factorize the following polynomial? What do you mean by factorize? Meaning factorize completely. Okay. Even if you don't understand this, can you see what they mentioned here? Using remainder and factor theorem. Whenever both are mentioned, you have to use it and trial method. After that, you have to use division method. And we solve so many questions, students. All those are, some questions are irrelevant in Selena. Irrelevant in the sense, according to board exam, it is not required. That's what I told you when I taught you even heights and distance. Okay, but in your school, they won't see all that. They'll just teach everything and give test. It's of no use. For board exam, what is required, that you have to prepare. Okay, this was reminder. We'll see some other question. Cyclic quadrilateral question. It's a cyclic quadrilateral. Prove that AC is a parallelogram, circles PQR. Okay, it's a proving question. This time even proving is given. AB is equal to BC. Using proportion. Okay, this chapter we're going to start now. Okay, look at this question. A man on which chapter is this, students? Heights and distance. A man on top of a lighthouse observes angle of depression. So in textbook, all it was kind of totally different of question. Look at the actual question. A man on top of a lighthouse observes angle of depression. Angle of depression meaning is it top or down? Down. So a man is standing on top of a tower. Just draw a tower like this. He's standing on top. And if he observes here, there are two angles. How many angles are formed here? One or two? Two. Opposite side or same side? Opposite side. Angle of depression of ships on the opposite side. So if anyone is standing on top like this, this is the concept. He is looking at down. He is looking down, students. So this becomes angle of depression. And I told you angle of depression, elevation, it doesn't matter. What's the angle formed here? What are the two angles? What are the two angles, students? 32 and 58. And 32 and 58, you have to check the table. Okay, 32 degrees is given, 58 degrees given. And what else information they've given? And if the height of the lighthouse is how much? Height of the lighthouse is 120. If you give some alphabet or names A, B, C, and D, this is 120. And what do we need to find? What do we need to find? Find the distance between two ships. Distance between two ships in the sense which are the two ships. So this is ship 1 and ship 2. Right? So from the ship 1, which value you have to find? BC. For 32 degrees, which concept to use? Tan 32 is equal to, what is 32? Perpendicular by base. All of you remember this? Tan 32. But tan 32 you'll get a decimal value, students. Right? You'll get a decimal. So I told you to convert into 1 by tan. What is 90 minus 32? You get 58 is equal to 120 by BC. So take 58, tan 58, if you check, they'll give you a trigonometry table book, or it's given, tan values are given in a textbook. Substitute the value and cross multiply. You get BC. After that, the same concept, use it for CD. These are the concepts you'll have to practice. In your textbook, all tough questions were given, but in RS Agarwal, it was proper. Okay, so that's the reason I started with RS Agarwal. But in your unit test, they are given from Selena. Anyways, just forget. All of you remember this heights and distance concept? Okay, we'll do it. We'll do this Saturday or Sunday. I'll make you all solve the test paper. Okay, this was heights and distance. Next question. What about this, students? Which chapter? Circles. What is P and PB? Tangent. Right? Are they equal or unequal from a point? What? Equal. What is given in the question? In a circle, O is the center, P and PB are the tangents from external point. If PA is equal to 9, what is PB? 9. Those simple questions they ask. 9. APB is 60. Let us just try this and see. Okay, A, B, and we have P. P here, A here, and B here. And this is O. They have given, find the length of PB. Okay, and radius of, what else you need to find, students? Radius of the circle. APB is 90 degree. Look at APB. This is how many degrees given? Sorry, 60 degrees. We need to find the radius. What do you mean by radius, students? If O is center, I have to join this line, right? All of you will respond. Join the line. Okay. If AP is what they've given, if AP is 9, fine. So the specimen paper is, they might give similar question, only the values will be different. That's the concept. That's the reason they release the specimen paper. So we'll have question like this. PA is equal to 9. If PA is 9 centimeter, AB is also 9, but you have to write the reason. So you have to write, in a circle, tangents are equal. Tangents are equal. Therefore, AP is equal to PB, that is 9 centimeter. Next concept you all have to answer. How do we find? What they have asked us to find. Radius of the, find the radius of the circle. Okay, which one is radius here, students? All of you will respond. Which one is the radius? AB, right? If OA radius is touching angle A, what's the angle formed? 90 degrees. This is 90. And if I split, okay, this part is little tough. I thought they've asked angle. Okay, what if they ask you to find AOB? How will you find AOB? Angle B is also 90. What kind of diagram is this? How does this diagram look like? In a quadrilateral, all four sides, sum of all four sides are 360. So this angle, if you calculate, you will get around 120. They'll ask question like this, but this time they've asked us to find the side. So for side OB, this is O, this is A, this is 9 centimeter, this is 90 degrees. Yeah, one value is missing. Okay, we'll try to do this. This one is P. If this is 9 centimeter, if this is 25 students, if this is 25, which concept we use to find OA? 90 degree for a right angle. Hypotenuse concept, right? Pythagoras theorem. So you'll get Pythagoras theorem based questions. But OP is not given. We'll try that later. You'll get questions like this. Tangent question. Okay, what else they've given? Okay, answers also they've given it below itself. Answers. Okay, with the answers you'll have even answers here. You can go through this later. I thought only question was given. Can you see this trigonometry, students? You have to convert into sine and cos, take LCM. Remember I taught you all cos cube theta and sine cube theta formula. Cos A cube minus B cube. All of you will respond this line. A cube minus B cube is A minus B into A square plus B square plus AB. So that these two will get cancelled. This is the answer you get. Okay, such a simple question there given for 4 marks. Yes, Ruth, what did you ask? This question they've asked for 4. I mean, they just told such questions, students. Such conversion question will get for 4 marks. Okay. So remember, trigonometry is important. Heights and distance, one question you get for 5 marks. Shades and dividend is only for 3 marks. Okay. In this question, so there are chances of getting sale proceed question. What is sale proceed also known as, students? Which formula we use for this? Investment, right? Yeah, we use investment, that concept. Okay, if you want, you can practice this. Linear inequation question is given. Okay, for now, whatever we have prepared, I think we are able to solve those chapters. Fine, we'll start with a new chapter, that is proportion. Did they start proportion in your class? Okay, so before starting proportion, ratio is actually not there, but you should know the concept of ratio before starting proportion, students. Ratio is nothing but you write numerator by denominator. If I write 15 divided by 20, this is the ratio. What's the actual ratio, students? After reducing, what do you get? Yeah, 3 by 4, and you have to write it as 3 is to 4. So first thing, fraction, which you learned in your 6th or 7th concept. After that, you get ratio. This is how you represent. Now 3 is to 4 is 15. 15 divided by 20. And I'll take another value. What's the answer for this, students? What is 15 divided by 20? You get 3 is to 4. And here if you reduce, 3 is to 4. So two ratios put together we call proportion. Okay, so the question here is 3 is to 4, that is 3 divided by 4 is equal to 3 divided by 4. Are both the values equal? Both are equal, right? So this is what you called as proportion. Basically, proportion is two ratios put together and those two ratios should be equal. Okay, 3 by 4, 3 is to 4 and 3 is to 4. 3 is to 4 in the sense, this is not the actual thing, it is 15 by 20. See, like this, students. 15 is to 20 is equal to 6. 6 is to 8. Can you see I've written both the questions in ratio form, right? And this is equal to, instead of is equal to, there are actually 4 dots. This is the concept of proportion. Okay, this is the concept of proportion. 4 dots are given. 15 is to 20, 6 is to 8. So if I divide 15 by 20, this proportion symbol, student, this is proportion. The other meaning for proportion is equal to 6 divided by 8. If I reduce, what are we getting? On both the sides, you're getting 3 by 4 and 4. Okay, this is one way. The other way to solve this is, basically they're equal. That's the meaning. The other way is, the main formula for this proportion chapter is, these two we call extremes, which is on the extreme right hand side and left hand side. We call extreme. These two are known as mean, which are close together, close next to equal to. So the formula is product of mean is equal to product of extreme. What are the product of mean, students? What is product of mean here? 20 into product meaning multiplication. 6 should be equal to what is extreme? 8 into 15. 20 into 6 is 120. 8 into 15 is also 120. Are they equal? This is the actual concept. This is the actual formula. Product of mean is equal to product of extreme. I'll tell you what to write. Don't write all this. I'll tell you what to write. This is just a basic introduction of proportion. Okay. Explanation. You make a note of this. If I write A is to B is equal to C is to D. These two are known as product of extreme. So make a note of formula. Product of extreme is equal to product of mean. So A into D should be equal to B into C. Don't copy everything. Just copy this two, right? These two. Is it clear? Done? Okay. So total, there are 4 terms, students. We call this as first term. This is second term, third term, fourth term. So for proportion, how many terms are required? For proportion, we need 4 terms. For ratio, we need only 2 terms. A is to B. This is ratio. But when it comes to proportion, we need two ratios. Two ratio put together is proportion, that is basically four terms. Okay, first term, second, third, and fourth. Fine, we'll start solving the question. Okay, there's one more thing left. Continued proportion. So what do you mean by continued proportion? If I write 3 is to 4 is equals to 4 is to 5. And if you write it in terms of ratio, students, 3 divided by 4 is equal to 4 divided by 5. And if I write another ratio, 5 divided by 6. Can you see 4 is continuous here and 5 is also continued? Right? This is known as continuous proportion, where the numerator of one is equal to the denominator of the other. So make a note of continuous proportion. Don't write numbers, I'll give alphabets. This is known as continuous proportion. I mean, proportion can be two ratios or more than two, students. Total how many ratios are here? Three ratios, right? I can write even the fourth ratio here. So proportion is basically, it can be two ratios or more than two. And this, if I write it like this is known as continuous proportion. So it can be three ratios, four or five ratios. Okay, next one. See, all this is for now might look confusing, but once you solve it is easy, students. All these concepts are easy. Fine. Look at the first question. You need to find the fourth proportion. So total how many values are given here? How many values? Three values. We need to find the fourth proportion. What was the third value? 3.5. Okay, what does this say, students? Fourth proportion. See, this is 1.5. In place of comma, I'll put is to convert into ratio. This and I'll put is equal to, and the next one 3.5. The fourth proportion is missing, right? What do you take fourth proportion as? What's the formula at all? Product of mean is equal to extreme. That is one thing. If not, convert this into ratio. How do I write it? 1 by 5 divided by, not x. Just convert into ratio form. 4.5. Both have points, same equal number of points, right? Okay. How do you remove that, student? When you remove and write it, what do you write? 1545. And here 3.5 divided by x, right? 3.5 divided by x. So you can cross multiply here. If you multiply, what are we getting? 15 into x. Convert this into is equal to 3.5, like 35 divided by 10 into 45. Is this clear? Yes. So this is ratio, students, ratio. If you want, use this, or what's the formula I told? Product of mean is equal to product of extreme. What is product of extreme? We have 1.5 into x should be equal to what is product of mean? I'll write 45 into 35 divided by 10. 1.5 I can write it as 15 by 10. Okay, so just ignore this ratio concept. I don't know how they would have taught in school. The easiest form is the formula method. Product of mean is equal to product of extreme. Find the value of x, students. Shift 10 to the other side. Find x. How much is 3 into 35? If you use shifting method, 10.5. All of you understood? Fourth proportion. Okay, next question, students. Just use one formula. Product of mean is equal to product of extreme. That's it. Look at the second one. 3a comma 6a square is equal to comma 2a ab the whole square comma 6. Try this question, all of you. Hmm. 3 ones are 3 twos are 1a and 1 gets cancelled. What's the value? 2 twos are 4. 4ab square. One. See, these questions definitely will get for MCQ, not for the main 3 marks. All these are simple ones. Okay. In exam, they'll give you this question. I'll give you 3 options: 4b square, 4a square, 6ab square. So your option should be 4ab square. Clear? All of you understood? What's the next thing you have to find, students? What's the next thing? Find the which proportion? All of you respond. Students, am I audible? Yeah, can you see the screen, all of you? Am I audible? Okay, there was some network issue. Which one you have to find, students? Which one you need to find? Third main. We are doing the third main. We need to find the third proportion, right? Okay, look here, I'll tell you how to solve. Which proportion we need to find, Rule? Third proportion, right? Oh, I'll tell you. Look here. In order to find total, how many proportions we have to have for proportion concept? Four, right? We need to have four, but we have only two here. So 3 twos are 6, 6 plus 2, 8 by 3, comma. The third proportion, what you have to take? Third proportion, you have to take it as x. Now, actually, we need to have four proportions. Remember this. The middle term, you have to split into two parts, students. You have to write it twice, comma 4, comma x. So, if any one proportion is missing, we write in terms of continuous proportion. You have to split this into two parts. Now, product of mean is equal to product of extreme. 4 fours are 16. Sorry, product of extreme is 8 by 3x is equal to 4 into 4. X is equal to 4 into 4. 3 goes to the other side, divided by 8. So the concept here is when they ask us to find the third proportion, take the third proportion as x and split this middle term into two parts. Okay, don't split x into two, students, that is wrong. So take the third proportion as x and whichever is in middle, split that. That's the concept. The middle value will get split. Write it like this. 4 ones are 4 twos are 2 ones are 2 twos are. X is equals to 6. Shall we do the next one? Okay. 7b. So be quick, students. We have two exercises, 7b and 7c. Yeah, you find the third proportion, second question. A minus B is the first one, comma A square minus B square. What should I take the third one as? X. Then which one I have to split into two parts now? Write it twice. Multiply product into mean. Product of extreme. X into A minus B, A square minus B square into A square minus B square. Don't multiply. Okay, if I want to find X, what happens to A minus B, students? It goes to denominator. We studied A square minus B square. All these are MCQ questions. We studied A square minus B square. What is A square minus B square formula? Yeah. Just open one, the other one you keep it as it is. The reason is we need only one value to cancel. What is left? A plus B into B square. You can write it like this, or you can even open the bracket. You can multiply and write the final answer. This is product of mean test. Sorry, not product of mean, third proportion. You have to find the third proportion. See, mostly this Sunday also I might conduct students class because this week I gave 1 day holiday. Okay, Sunday, if not Saturday, I'll be taking for 2 hours. What about projects? All of you submitted, right? Max and Kia, I saw your project. You have done well. Everything you have written neatly. That's why you didn't attend tuition to do project. Okay. So your project was good. Which one you didn't write? Dividend. Okay. I told you all to mention even dividend, right? For one more. Okay. You didn't write. But now ma'am told you to write it again. And few students told you'll have to redo. Abigail or somebody told. Why? What's the reason? Okay. Fine. Dividend. But only the percentage, right, Ruth? Not the calculation. You completed and gave it? Okay, fine. Do one thing. This Saturday I'll tell you how to write dividend. Only one or two you find. Another three, four you can just write it. Three or four. Any of ma'am won't check. And dividend I told Ruth. I told not to write other calculation. Okay, dividend I told I mentioned. I told you all to write. Even you the same thing. But did ma'am accept it? Okay. Which class? Okay. Different teachers for both? Maybe that's the problem. Because for 1 mark, it's not, you're just wasting time, student. Who's your teacher, Ruth? Anima? That's the reason. For 10 marks, how much I want you all to write formulas and all these things. Those four things are actually, it is proper. Market value, nominal value, increase and decrease. Anyway, students, complete and give it. Ruth, complete the dividend. Definitely you'll get 18 students, 18, 19. If it is neat, they'll give you 20 on 20. Completed? Done? See, this time it's over. Okay, at least from next in 11th or 12th, if they give exam, project or something. Me, I was forcing you from past 2 weeks to do it. You should have done it for one stock students or the first day and showed it to your teacher. And should have asked which book to use, how to write, what are the things you'll have to write. That is project, you all have to show interest, ask your teacher. Instead of that, I was behind you all teaching everything, how to write. Even in that, few students didn't even committed late. Anyways, that is done. Look at the next question. Find the third proportion is done. What? Mean proportion. Meaning is in between. So let me take 6, 3 by 2. This is one term. 8 minus 4 by 3. This is second term, students. What do we need to find here for the fourth question? We need to find the mean. Okay, this is bit tough. We'll do this later. Tough in the sense, I'll give a basic question. 6 and 6. Okay, let me take these two, 6 and 6. We need to find the mean term. Mean. Okay, so what you do is 6 comma mean is the middle value. The middle term take it as x and 6. Second type. Usually in proportion we need 4 terms. There are only 3 terms. Which one you have to split into 2 parts, students? Which is the middle term here? Split it like this. Product of mean is equal to product of extreme. 6 6 are 36. X into x is how much? X square. I don't need x square. What happens to square if it goes to the other side? Answer is plus minus 6. Okay. The answer can be plus 6 or minus 6. This is how you have to solve. Try this question for homework. See, 6 plus 3 root 3, comma x, comma 8 minus 4 root 3. 6 plus 3 root 3. X should be written twice like this. 8 minus 4 root 3. X square is equal to 6 plus 3 root 3 multiplied by 8 minus 4 root 3. Make a note of this. Complete this for homework. Try to solve it. Open, use bracket method. After that, find the square root of x. Multiply the first one root. Open the bracket in the sense. First thing you have to multiply these two, right? 6 8s are 48. Plus into minus 6 4s are 24. Root 3. Next, which one you have to multiply? These two. Or you can open the bracket like this. First bracket. Once you solve this, shift the square root. Square to the other side, find x value. Complete it. 100 into 144 root 144. Shift 100 into 12, right? You all got 100 into 12. Okay, complete and send it. 100 root 12. Red root, just root 12. Okay, you told under root 12. RP. Okay, no, you should, okay. It is root 12. I heard it as 100 root 12. Now, root 12, if you further factorize, you should get to root 3. You know how to factorize, right? Root 12. Fine, just ignore this, solve this and send it, students. Let me check. All of you will complete and send it. We'll continue tomorrow. Okay, that's it for today. You all can leave. Yes, good night, students. All can leave. Yes, all can leave.